Hi there, this is Derek Krager with ShouldIQuitRealEstate.com, and I promised everyone that I'd have a show of my new Palm Pre that I received today, and I'm showing you the state it's in right now because battery's being charged. And after a day of hanging out at the soccer fields with the soccer tournaments going on, watching my kids play, in between all the games I was playing with this phone, and I just ran it to death. And it was something that I enjoyed. It was the touch, the feel, all the videos you've seen on the net. You know, you've seen kind of the basic things. I made it a point of not reading any shortcuts, tips, how-tos, tricks, any type of book, because I wanted to know how the machine works from a lay perspective. Because let's face it, 99% of the time nobody reads the manuals, and if you have to read a manual to find out how to operate a machine, well, then the machine probably isn't worth it. So my experiment today, I think, was quite a success. Now, I'm not implying that everybody should go out and buy a Palm Pre. I'm explaining that my experience today was a very positive one. I've owned Palm products since the 90s. I've had, actually I still have memos, documents and such that date back a decade that I keep on my Palms. So this evolution in the Palm is pretty handy for me. Now, it's a different device from the old Palm OS days. This is the new Web OS, and I'd show you that if I didn't have so much fun with it today. But here we are. I'll promise to get another video on of showing how to operate this and what I use it for, and I'll let you have some insight on whether you think this is the phone for you. Again, if you're a BlackBerry person, you've been with BlackBerry for a long time, you know what? You're probably always going to love BlackBerry. The iPhones have been out. It's never was a business phone, never was meant to be a business phone, but the App Store really made it happen that people started using it for business, or trying to. And there's still some things that it doesn't have, but you know, it's a fun tool. It's a neat gadget. Hopefully with their new version coming out, it'll be much more effective gadget. I see lots of people playing games on the iPhone, and tell you the truth, the number one thing I like about the iPhone is the way they slide pictures across, because pictures are vital in our industry. We always say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, Floyd Wickman always whispers in our ears, a picture's worth $1,000. And this thing handles pictures very well. I like the way they slide across. So this is Palm's inroad into the touchscreen smartphone new WebOS platform. It's a complete open source platform that anybody can write to. If they can create a web page, they can essentially create an application for this phone, and there's not going to be any excessive fees or like Apple puts. But Apple's good design, and a lot of the people that designed the iPhone are now working and have created this Palm Pre. So it's the best of both worlds. I get to keep my Palm base, and I have a nice little new latest styling gadget. So if you want to play with one, go to the store and pick one up. And it's I think Sprint allows you 30 days before you can return it without having to keep it forever. Oh, look at this. Okay, here's the charging. Let's see what we've got going on. We've got a brand new screen here. Here's the applications. 1 page, 2 page, 3 pages. I think what I liked, let's see here, if we do a Wi-Fi, it has EVDO, which is the high-speed 3G network. Sprint's actually working on the 4G network. Here it is. It automatically found my Lotus Wi-Fi connection, and so I can just go ahead and minimize that, move it out of the way. It does have Bluetooth as well. Updates. What did I just tap? I'm not really sure. Oh, information about the phone. Okay, well, you got my home phone number there if you like it. Battery life says it's 3%. Memory is 8 GB with 7.2 gig available. The version is Palm WebOS 1.02. Let's see here. more information we can find, kind of Wi-Fi address, Bluetooth address, carrier, firmware, all kinds of good stuff on here. That's just, you want to close it, just move it on up out of the way. There's a clock. I like this clock feature just because it reminds me of the old analog clocks from way back when. Yeah, it does the automatic change just like the other phones do. Minimize it, you know, rearrange it. Let's see here, if I want to do a calendar. Well, here's my calendar, and what we have here, you can see I actually have multiple calendars, because these are all myself at the top and then my employees, so I can see individual calendars, plus even my conference room, scheduling, holidays, weather, you name it. So I could actually just include my calendar all by itself, and you see you have different colors in there, and now it just switched. This is just my calendar, and my calendar is just the yellow. So you can see here that we have a date. This is tomorrow. My daughter has a soccer game, 10:30 a.m. Actually, it's later on today. This is 1 a.m. in the morning, and like I said, I did want to get this out. And you see, that's the Google Calendar. Just to slide back, and that's something I learned. I didn't read. Just that'll take you back one level, and then again, press and hold, and you can rearrange. I'll tell you one thing that I like, and this is what popped up when I first got the phone, is the photos. If you look at the wallpapers, there's multiple photos on here. Let's see here. Let me rotate it. There we go, full screen. And this is what I like. There's that resizing. That's just the one photo. Press and hold, and we can see we've got all memos. Is a neat thing. This actually imported my memos from my Palm Trio. I've came from a Palm Trio 755 OS base. Here's existing post-it notes, and they're just like they are in a post-it note. There we go. Tap on one, full screen. Okay, that's just a little note there. Can change the color. Go back out of it if I like. Here's one. Maybe it's a little bigger lettering so you can actually see it on the screen. And hit this to make it small. Press and hold. You can see the multiple, and they all just all play here. And if I wanted to shut it down, I just slide it right off the screen, and there I go. Pull back out the app launcher. Music, videos. This is a video that came on the device itself. It's going to load. Sorry for the glare, you probably really can't see much here. So it does have a high-powered processor here. I do appreciate that. It does come with 8 GB of internal storage. I have not found an additional